Mornings LALATE. Big financial news as budget subcommittee appointments are announced in the Senate. Staffing concerns grow, and Dr. Fauci gives big warnings about the vaccine overnight. Meantime, Biden's plan to roll out and open schools across the country and businesses may face opposition. And the big opposition's coming from one of this nation's biggest Democrats. And you finally have a bill at the finish line. I'll be detailing the exciting great news about your stimulus. The resolution is adopted. Now we just go to the details of the third stimulus package bill. Overnight, we saw the details filter out and a lot more details that we never saw were coming. Finally, big announcements. The Golden Globe nominees are in, and LA has them for you. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and it's a big morning on Mornings LA. Thank you for joining me just after 9 o'clock on the West Coast. It's warm, it's bright. You see the light come in this morning. And it is going to be a great day because you're here. Thank you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Also like this video and consider becoming a member. Member links in the pinned comment at the top of the chat as well. There'll be a 15-minute update later in this video. So much happening this morning. Let's get right to it. On Wall Street, the markets are relatively flat. Both the NASDAQ and the Dow are trading up about a few points, very flat on the new day. Overnight, the Dow futures were up 40 points and the NASDAQ futures were up 52. They've pulled back since in the start of today's new trading day. This came on news last night that shares of Alphabet, the parent company to Google, really killed it on earnings and revenue. Earnings came in $22 versus $15 predicted, and revenue at $57 billion versus $53 billion as predicted. Welcome, Terry, to the family. Welcome, Terry, for becoming a Purple Hawk minutes ago. How are you? Everyone, welcome Terry to the family. Big news on congressional subcommittees and congressional meetings. Earlier today, we had an announcement that there are new Senate committee chairs, and here you are. For the first time ever, you're going to hear your new congressional Senate committee chairs. Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio is your new chair of the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. Bernie Sanders will be chair of the Budget Committee. Ron Wyden of Oregon will be head of the Finance Committee. Pat Murray will be head of the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. Maria Cantwell will be head of the Commerce Committee. Joe Manchin will be head of Energy and National Resources. And Dick Durbin will be head of the Judiciary Committee. Thank you, Scott, for the dancing pair. It's a new day. If you're at home and you see a dancing pair, dance with me. It's Dancing Pair Mornings. 500 people in the room. Overnight, the excitement heated up as we finally got to the finish line on your third stimulus package. The key word, reconciliation. Sort of a big word. It's a big word with a lot of syllables, but what does it mean? In fact, it's so big a word that if you went across broadcast news yesterday, if you went across other channels, if you went anywhere else, almost no one was talking about it because they don't understand it. You understand it as the followers of this channel, and let me recap where we are. A budget reconciliation bill passed yesterday, and that is now becoming law. It was called for a vote, and it is finalized. It was approved, and it's now becoming law. What does that mean to you? It means that the third stimulus package will become law as well. It's not a question of whether or how, it's a question of what day. Let me explain how this works. The metaphor is a pickup truck with a tow hitch on the back. The pickup truck is the reconciliation bill, and the tow hitch is your $1.9 trillion stimulus bill from Joe Biden. The tow truck passed over the finish line, drove over the finish line. It's towing the tow hitch, which is anchored to the reconciliation. And now the reconciliation will tow hitch the coronavirus stimulus bill to the finish line, and there's no worries left in store. It's just a question of which day. When you do a reconciliation, what are you doing? You're basically saying we are passing a bill for another bill. That other bill, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package bill, what does it do? What does it say? You have to actually have your budget bill ready when you do your reconciliation. Why you see some people saying there's no room for error, meaning that whatever is in your budget bill, whatever is in your stimulus bill, you can't modify it really too much. Whatever is anchored to that truck is on the tow hitch, and there you go. The budget bill, the reconciliation has now passed, and with it is pulling the stimulus over the finish line. More about that in a second, and more about what's happening in your stimulus and the exciting, great details you're only here on this channel. Nearly 32 of the details of the third stimulus package. More about that coming up in a second. A big statement by Dr. Fauci overnight. Dr. Fauci says that 70 to 85% of the nation needs to be vaccinated with both doses for this nation to go back to normal. And what is currently the vaccination rate of this country? Drop in the comments. What do you think currently is the vaccination rate of Americans across this country at the moment? I was shocked when I saw the number, so I'll give you a hint. It's not a big number. Dr. Fauci says it needs to be 70 to 85%, and currently it's too small. What do you think is the current vaccination rate? Our challenge is supply, says Kentucky Governor Andrew Bishar in a statement last night. One person said 6%. James said 6%. Angela said 1%. What percent do you think it is? Drop in the comments there. Margaret says 40%. 20%, someone says. 15%. 17%. Thank you, Dean, for the cat. Well, you're going to be shocked. It's 2%. Oh boy. Okay. Viewers thought it was 40%, 20%. It's 2% of the nation is vaccinated. And Dr. Fauci says we need to go to 85%. We have a long way to go. Our challenge is supply, says Kentucky Governor Andrew Bishar. Remember, when we get a vaccine to everybody, it's going to take some time. So this is shocking. You're only hearing this on this channel, of course. Or Crystal. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thank you for joining the family. Everyone, welcome Crystal. With 1,100 people in the room at the 7-minute mark, and there was a super chat, which I missed as well. Alicia for the dancing parrot. Thank you. And hey, Jackie. Hey, Jackie, how are you? Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Really appreciate it. The big news across the board is that those vaccination rate numbers are surprising to others. And this is why one of this nation's leading Democrats is dealing with the issue head on. What's happening? Joe Biden's plan for reopening this country is a two-pronged approach. I've detailed on this channel. He says he wants to have 300 million vaccinations, 100 million vaccinations in 100 days for 100 million people. And that after that, which would be ostensibly about May, the country would reopen. Businesses would reopen and schools would reopen. Schools would be reopened in May. Schools would be reopened in May. Let me explain to you what's strange about that. What's strange about that is that, as though I've not mentioned on this channel, I think you may know, the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine are not recommended for young children, so they cannot get vaccinated. But Biden believes that young children could be going back into school in May. Well, overnight, one of the nation's biggest Democrats said, oh, no, that's not happening. Who is that? Do you know the answer? Drop it on the screen if you know the answer. I will first read that person's comment. Here is the person's comment. I am now concerned about opening the schools in August 2021. That was actually another person. No, Thomas United Superintendent Chris Evans. Not going to happen. Another person said, and here is the person who made the remark. No, it's not Bernie. It was not Bernie. Here was the remark. It was by Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. The governor of California says, I don't care what anyone says. I'm not opening the schools in this state anytime soon until you're vaccinated. Wow. So California's schools have remained closed for 10 months. And Gavin Newsom, in a YouTube video, actually overnight, appeared before superintendents and fumed and said, you know what? You ain't opening, and don't ask me to open unless you're vaccinated. He said, if everyone has, no one is going to be reopening schools. In fact, this is what he said: give up hopes of reopening schools this school year unless you're vaccinated. That was the direct quote. There will be no in-person instruction in the state of California, and don't ask me otherwise. So this is really surprising. He's basically saying, no, you can say, Joe Biden, that you want to reopen schools across the country, but we don't have we do not have vaccines in the state. Young kids can't get vaccinated. And at the moment, the virus is out of control. Now, here's a little tidbit, which you're going to love or not love, is the article also said, by the way, California actually is very rich. Remember when Nancy said Chuck and Gavin need hundreds of billions of dollars because the states are going bankrupt? The new report says California is very rich. The only problem with California is they don't have vaccine doses. So there you go. Coming up later in this report, I'll be giving you the Golden Globe nominations. Very exciting. But let's cut back to your stimulus. Hey, Rose, how are you? Welcome, Rose, to the family. At the 11-minute mark, I'm so excited. Let's kick into some stimulus coverage. And there's Rose. Everyone welcome Rose to the family. Well, the big news overnight was, of course, the passage of that tow truck, or the reconciliation, to the finish line. The reconciliation is now law. And with that, it means that the $1.9 trillion budget bill, stimulus bill of Joe Biden, only needs the Democrats to vote in favor of it. All the Democrats say they are voting in favor of it. You don't need a single Republican. It's ironic, and you wonder why you have not heard too much about the breaking developments, which has really propelled this channel in the last 24 hours. This channel's numbers in the last 24 hours were its highest in almost 3 months. Why? Hey, Scott, how are you? Not only because it's a fun channel and the most in depth, but I think this is the only channel that understands what's going on in Congress. No one seems to understand what's going on in Congress. Thank you, Scott, for the dancing pair. I've actually seen other places where they don't even understand the concept of the reconciliation. Let me go over how this works. When you have a bill attached to reconciliation, it means that, okay, you want the bill voted upon? Well, all you need is the Democrats. You don't need a single Republican. Hey, Terrence, thank you for the dancing pair. And thank you, Diane, for becoming a Purple Hawk. So the only issue is what day? What day are they going to vote on Joe's $1.9 trillion stimulus package? It's as simple as that. And you and I are the only places where you and I are the only people that know what are in the stimulus package. Hey, LCHG. Everyone welcome LCHG and Diane to the family. You and I are the only people who know what are in the stimulus package because I have the details for you. Wow, Danita or Darla, thank you for the massive dancing pair. And in this video, I'm going to go over those 32 items or 28 items right now. The reason why you have the details is twofold. One, you have the 30-page summary of what's in the 6,000-page bill, which I've delivered to you over the last 2 weeks to members of this channel. Thank you for becoming a new member of this channel. And you have Nancy Pelosi's statement this week, which added some more deliciousness, some more items that are in the stimulus package. Thank you, my Tinkerbell. Thank you for the nice comments. With 1,700 people room and 500 likes, let's get those likes up to 1,000 likes. Come on, let's get those likes up to 1,000 likes, and let's get to 2,000 people in the room. Let me give you the big update, the 15-minute mark, and now that you're joining me. In a minute from now, I'm going to be getting to the items that are in the third stimulus package, the deal provisions, the amounts, how they work, the eligibility, and all those things as well. Thank you, LCHG, for the nice comments. And thank you, Andy, for the dancing pair. I'll be getting to all the deal provisions in the third stimulus package. I'll be explaining what's in there, what's not in there, why something may not be in there, and why it may be somewhere else. And then we cut back and give you the Golden Globe nominations. And it was a record historic announcement this morning from the Hollywood Foreign Press on those nominations. I'm very excited to hear them. And I think we may have live coverage of the Golden Globes on this channel that night as well. We'll see. All right, here are the breaking news. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Best darn channel out there with 24 hours of broadcast news around the clock from Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. This is Mornings LALATE with details on Wall Street, which is relatively flat to start the new day. Jeff Bezos has stepped down as the CEO of Amazon, but will remain on place as the head of the board. Meantime, Alphabet reported record earnings overnight and also record revenue. The rest of Wall Street remains relatively flat on the new day as the focus now is turning back to stimulus. And those details are hitting right now. The third stimulus package will be the following: $1,400 stimulus check to all individuals. $3,200 to adult dependents. Thank you, Susan Gonzalez, for the very nice super chat. $3,200 for adult dependents, $1,400 for single individuals, $2,800 for married couples, $1,400 for children. Very, very simple and straightforward. That's item number one. Item number two, are there multiple stimulus checks? There very well could be. A new series of remarks by Joe Biden and his press secretary yesterday indicated, hey, Terry, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. And there's Debbie with the dancing bear. Thank you with the dancing bear. If you're at home, get up and dance when you see there's a dancing bear as well. As I drop the script as I'm dancing. My notes, not the script. And the surprise announcement by Joe Biden and his press secretary is that the stimulus package may be too small. This is exactly what you and I were talking about. 1.9 trillion, his press secretary and Joe Biden says it's right on the cusp of being too small. Hey, Tiffany, thank you for the dancing pair. And they are now signaling, without using the words multiple stimulus checks, but signaling that Joe Biden may have to come back and do another round. This is exactly what he's saying in the transition papers. He'll do stimulus packages as often as he needed to get to the finish line. And they're now admitting the 1.9 is on the cusp of being too small. This was amid the concerns of whether they should go smaller. He said, oh, no, no, no. This is absolutely potentially too small right now. Really great news about stimulus checks. Next, FPUC. I got some comments about this overnight, and let me explain it to you again. So far, it seems as though Joe is doing FPUC $400 a week from the first week of January forward to September of 2021. I got a lot of questions about, isn't that retro? Well, it is sort of retro. It's a few weeks. So yes, it is retro. People thought I misspoke, or that because I said it's not retro to July, but it is retro for a few weeks. That's so far as we currently see the proposal from January. So it basically goes over second stimulus. It starts where second stimulus starts and goes full and picks up over there. So hey, Alicia, for the massive dancing bear. And there's Kathy. Thank you for coming to Purple Park, and Alicia for the thumbs up. Thank you for that massive, Alicia Crimps, for that massive dancing bear. I really appreciate it. So this means $400 a week from January to September. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's 40 weeks. I don't wish you to be unemployed for 40 weeks, but let's do the math on that. 40 weeks in September. If you watch the videos on this channel where I go over escalated benefits or enhanced unemployment benefits, and you can get let's say you can get your unemployment benefits about $400 a week. $400 a week for PUA or UI plus $400 a week on top of that, that's $800 a week. For 40 weeks, yeah, that's about $30,000. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So you're going to see the importance of me bringing back escalated benefits into the mix, because I don't wish you to be unemployed. But if you are unemployed, you could see $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of unemployment assistance between now and September. A lot of money. Next, the surprise announcement yesterday: mortgage money. Money, and I said that word as loud as I can say it. Money, not mortgage forbearance. I mean money. This came as a surprise to viewers as myself, as one of three shockers that came out yesterday. The third stimulus package will have, hey, Cynthia, thank you for coming up, Purple Hawk. I really appreciate it. 2,100 people in the room. Wow. And 800 likes. Let's get those likes up to 1,000. Let's get those likes up to 1,000. And let's see if maybe we get to 2,500 in the room. Let's see if we get to 2,500 in the room. And let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes. Everyone welcome Cynthia in the room. There we go, 8:45. Let's keep it going. This third stimulus package will have 4 types of housing issues, housing money for you. 1, rent for low income. Twitchy, thank you for the dancing pair. Money for low income. 2nd, money for middle class rent. Money for low income rent, money for middle class rent, money for homeless rent, and finally the big shocker, money for mortgage help. So they will give you money for your mortgage. Hit that like button, says Sherrod. Absolutely. This is a big one. No one saw this coming. All right, the next surprise, no one saw coming. The EIDL grant is back again. Oh my goodness. And I'm saying the grant. I'm not talking about the loan. I'm talking about the grant. Now, you and I know that the grant came back in the second stimulus, the Mar-a-Lago stimulus signed by Donald Trump. It's back there in limited form. Now it's back in full form in the third stimulus. Hey, there you go. Wow. Tabitha, oh my goodness, we're flying. Charlotte White, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. And Tabitha, thank you for the dancing pair. Everyone will thank Tabitha and Charlotte for those massive dancing pairs. We're approaching 1,000 likes. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get to 2,500 people in the room. This is a big one because the EIDL grant came out of nowhere. Now, as you certainly know, I've been detailing that Joe has said that there will be a grant in there for existing businesses, and there'll be a business loan to go start new businesses. So are there more grants than that? Answer, yes. Okay, so let's pull up that link to Nancy's statement from yesterday. If you're a member of this channel, you saw yesterday I delivered to you a new link. It's a link, not a PDF. It's a link to Nancy's statement. And this is what she said about the new grants. Additional relief for our nation's small businesses, hardest hit industries through increased funding for the EIDL advanced grants. I butchered that. EIDL advanced grants. Number 1, the creation of a new dedicated relief grant for restaurants. That's totally new. Number 2, restaurant grants, brand new. Number 3, expansion of PPP for nonprofits and digital media services. 4, more money for Save Our Stages grants for independent live venues. That's for live venues like theaters. 5th, independent movie theaters and cultural institutions will get grants. That's like museums and cultural centers. 6, a new community navigation system to help underserved communities for critical resources. But then, hey, Donna, thank you for becoming part of this family. Everyone welcome Donna to the family. But we're not even done there. There's another new grant that appears at the last paragraph of her statement. Funding for the Economic Development Aid Administration and environmental justice grants to help low-income minority communities who have been hardest hit. Wow, that's 6 grants. That's, yeah, a lot of grants there. A lot of grants. So you're going to see me covering a lot of this over the next few weeks. Next, hazard pay. We don't have any more details about hazard pay, but we're anxious to hear about them. Then everything else that you heard me detail on this channel is still in there. They are $1,700 student financial aid for college students, $1,400 a week of paid sick leave, the tax credits, and all those tax credits as well. Meantime, let's cut to the Golden Globes. And in a second, I'll be going over some of your 2,000 comments from yesterday's video. If you have comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Wow, 2,200 people in the room and about 1,100 likes. Good job. Great job. Let's see if we can get 2,500 people in the room. Tell that guy at the taco stand to put down that carne asada and just come on in here for a few minutes before. And don't let the asada burn. Tell them to come on in. Tabitha, thank you for the dancing pair. Thank you for good morning, and how are you? And there is Big Daddy. Thank you for the dancing pair. All right, the Golden Globe nominations are in. Boy, the Hollywood Foreign Press announced the 78th Nominations of the Golden Globe Awards live from Hollywood here this morning. The awards will happen on February 28th. The big news, a historic day as women for the first time pulled in 3 nominations for one category. It's the first time in the history of the nominations that 3 women directors got nominations in the same year. Regina King got nominated for One Night in Miami, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. Also, David Fincher got nominated for directing Mank and Aaron Sorkin for The Trial of the Chicago 7. Boy, what a day. Here are some of the nominations. By the way, Netflix led the nominations with 42. Congratulations to Netflix. The nominations for Best TV Series Comedy for Golden Globes are Emily in Paris, The Flight Attendant, The Great, Schitt's Creek, and Ted Lasso. Nominations for Best TV Series Drama are The Crown, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, Ozark, and Ratchet. Nomination for Best Motion Picture Musical Comedy, Borat, subsequent movie film, Hamilton, Music, Palm Springs, and The Prom. And the nomination for Best Motion Picture Drama, The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and The Trial of Chicago 7. If you think that LLH should have a Golden Globes special teleclass, drop in the comments below and maybe we will. Trying something new all the time. 2,100 people in the room. Hey, James, how are you? Welcome, James, to the family. With 26 minutes on the clock, let's see if we can get to 2,500 people and 1,100 likes. Would we get the stimulus check in January? Absolutely not. It's just today is, today's February. That's a trick question. Would we get our stimulus check now in January? Would we get our $1,400 stimulus check in December? Yeah, we're going to go back in time and get that stimulus check. Trying to confuse the host. I love that. Let me answer some of your 2,000 comments from yesterday's video. Juanita Jefferson. God said he will not let us down. God is so awesome. Well, there you go. Jeanette Bauer. Help is coming. Praise God. Well, thank you. Nora Vanderpool. You know it's a shame that the government will not help the American people out with checks. Oh, no, that's not true. They're giving you checks this time around. Tim Worley. If the proof is in the pudding, the stimulus is going to be an empty snack pack cup. We need the country to be open safely and be able to find decent, semi-decent jobs. Well, we're not getting an empty snack pack cup on this channel anytime soon. You're getting a full cup of pudding, iced rice pudding or tapioca on this channel, so don't worry about that. Thank you, Tim Worley, for your comments. Lynn Glenn, we need the SSI and SSDI. We are struggling as much as everyone else. Bon Bell, this emergency crisis, go bigger, go now. These need to be in the bill. Robin Staley, they need to do something now. People just need help. Kathy, they're just stalling on a deal again. Stimulus. Lonnie Hendrickson, they keep on playing with the people. Joe Thompson, did the groundhog see my stimulus? Punk Sesame Pill saw Phil stimulus again. Robin Isom. Good afternoon, Purple Power family. Hope everyone is staying safe from Tennessee. Well, how are you? Thank you. Good afternoon. We're 28 minutes on the mark. What a morning it is. It already feels like nighttime. Comments are flying. 2,100 people in the room. 1,200 likes. Wow, thank you for those likes. Really loving it. What a big morning it is. 4-pack of pudding cups. Well, we're going to ensure that you get a 4-pack of pudding cups or more. What's the big update as you start the new morning? The big update as you start the new morning, direct from Wall Street and direct from Los Angeles, this is LA Mornings. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, this is the latest updates on LLH. Now a 24-hour news financial channel, the best that's out there, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the most comprehensive coverage, and the most interactive coverage of financial news anywhere online. Programming around the clock. We started this morning with EIDL. Watch that video. It's now archived on the channel. You want to watch it because the EIDL cran is back. Then we came back with FPC. And then big viewership on Early Mornings LA. 2 videos on the channel. Go catch those as well. You can go watch them as well. I'm next live with you at 12 noon with Home LA. Let me give you the big updates, but first, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe because it's the best darn channel out there, the most comprehensive and the most detailed, giving you all the details that are in the third stimulus package and all the details from the vaccine rollout to Wall Street to financial news. And Amber, thank you for joining the Purple Power family. Everyone, welcome Amber to this family. So make sure you subscribe. Also become a member like Amber did. The comment at the top of the comment in the pinned description or in the pinned comment. Shortly after this video, I will repost the new PDFs from yesterday, again for the new members. Nancy's comments yesterday were not a PDF, but a link to a page where her comments were posted. Very helpful and all informative. Thank you for the new members in this video. The big updates you start new morning is your stimulus package. Your third stimulus package is ostensibly done. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? It's ostensibly done because now all they have to do is tinker with it and call it for a vote. The question is, what day will they call it for a vote? The finality was formalized yesterday when it was anchored with something called a reconciliation. That reconciliation is like a tow truck, and that tow truck now passed over the finish line. It was passed by attaching a bill, a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill, to a reconciliation. It anchors the stimulus bill to the finish line like a tow truck with a tow hitch in the back. The tow hitch is the $1.9 trillion stimulus package bill. That will be called for a vote in the next few days. It's just a question of what day, not a question of whether or will it. Really great news. $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $2,800 for a married couple, $3,200 for adult dependents, and $1,400 for children. Hey, Sybil, how are you? Thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. FPUC, $400 a week. Presumably, it looks like it's from January all the way to September. That could be upwards of about $16,000 in FPUC if you're unemployed all those months. But if you also have escalated benefits under there, could be upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 in unemployment assistance. A lot of money and a lot of relief that you need. We'll be detailing it extensively on this channel over the next few days. Meantime, join me at 12 noon as we continue with Mornings LA with Home LA. Hey, Mike Wagner, thank you for coming to Purple Hawk. Everyone, welcome Michael to the family. Welcome Sybil to the family. This is the best channel out there with the most comprehensive coverage, and I will stay on board around the clock to give you anything that happens. Thank you for joining me on a new morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and well, you know, hopefully at noon you have some bacon for me. Have a great morning and see you then.